All right, well, here we go. We're at the last piece of the day today. And this beautiful individual, I just have to say, has become, again, a shining light in my life. We got the opportunity to spend a week or so in Bali. We invited her down to one of our incentive trips last year. And I just fell in love with the beautiful Nafsika. She's just one of those humans that has just this ball of energy that just is so contagious. And gosh, even when we were down in Bondi last week, we walked into the yoga studio and she's just so good at making connections and finding common ground instantly with people, and people are just drawn to her. I love her work ethic. I love the way she teaches and she trains, the way she shows up, her unshakable kind of belief in this company. And I'm just so grateful for you, Nafsika, for not what you just do for us here in Australia, but for all of us around the world at Isagenix. So she's going to wrap up the event for you today. So can we all get on our feet one last time and welcome her to the stage, Nafsika Zacharakis!
It's your life that you're making. It ain't big enough so much. If it doesn't scare the hell out of you. If it makes you nervous, it's probably worth it. Why save it for sleep when you could be living your daydream? 31 waiting tables. She has a voice of an angel.
There are two types of people that are going to leave this event. The first type of person is going to leave, and nothing is going to change. The second type of person is going to leave, and everything is going to change. I heard that quote at an event 4 years ago, and it changed my life. Because for 4 years, I was the first type of person. And I decided at that event that I would be the second type of person. So if you're here today and you're ready to be that second type of person that busts out of these doors at the end of this and changes everything, close your eyes. And listen to the words of this song. Take some deep breaths.
When we were kids in the backyard, playing astronauts and rock stars, no one told us to stop it, called us unrealistic. Then suddenly you're 18, go to college for your plan B. What you want is too risky, live for weekends and whiskey. We all got these big ideas, one day they're replaced with fear.
We all got these big ideas. One day they're replaced with fear. Keep your eyes closed.
It's your life that you're making.
Don't quit your daydream.
Big enough if it doesn't scare the hell out of you.
It ain't big enough if it doesn't scare the hell out of you. If it makes you nervous, it's probably worth it.
For sleep when you could be living your day.
What's your daydream?
31 waiting tables.
If you could have anything in your life
Angel,
and create something unapologetic,
she only sings in the shower. All these things.
what would that look like?
Get too shot down by the reasons not to. Darling, don't quit your daydream. It's your life that you're making. It ain't big enough if it doesn't scare the hell out of you. If it makes you nervous, it's probably worth it.
How often
Sleep when you could
do we feel the nerves and shy away from it versus going towards it?
we feel the try.
So afraid of failure that we're afraid to try.
Fly. So daydream, it's your life that you're making.
Over the next 30 minutes,
If it doesn't scare,
I'm giving you permission to daydream.
if it makes you nervous,
What's that thing that makes you nervous?
save it for
What's your unapologetic life look like? If you didn't care what people thought,
save it for sleep. When you
if you didn't save it for sleep, and you lived your daydream, take a big, deep breath in. Biggest one you've taken all day. And sigh it out. Ah. One more. Soak up that big, beautiful daydream and exhale. And when you're ready and you're clear with your daydream, open your eyes and open your workbook to page 7. Or a notebook, whatever is easily accessible. And you're gonna take some time here and write out what your unapologetic life looks like. What's that daydream? What's the thing that makes you nervous? What's the thing that scares the hell out of you? That's going on this page. So let it all out, write it out here. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. If anything was possible, you had all the time, you had all the money in the world, you didn't care what anybody thought. What is that? And write that down here. There's no judgment, there's no limits. You're living your ideal life, your daydream. The thing that you've imagined for so long, but have been too afraid to commit to take action on, that goes on this page. See how easy the pen flows. Is it easy for you to imagine your daydream? Is it easy for you to come up with your unapologetic life, or is it hard? Are you struggling? Are you putting limits on yourself? Are you judging yourself for the things that you're writing down on this paper right now? Or are you allowing yourself to dream big as you're so on fire from the past 2 days? I'm gonna give you 30 more seconds to wrap up that unapologetic life, that juicy life, the one that you dream about, the one that when you really let yourself think about it, you can't go to sleep at night. That one, write that down. And know that you can always come back to this. You can always write this out. You can always get grounded in this. So finish up here your last couple sentences. I see the pens going. Love it. Okay. We're gonna wrap with that. And again, you can pick this up again at any time, at any moment. Is it okay with you if I share my unapologetic life and what that looks like? Well, first, let's really discuss what unapologetic means. To me, unapologetic means being bold. It means not saying sorry, right? Unapologetic. You know those people that like you bumped into them, but then they say sorry to you? And you're like, wait, what? Right? Maybe you are that person or you've been that person. But for me, unapologetic means going first, being the permission, being bold, not caring what other people think, sticking out, being different. I'm just gonna have you guys give me some shout outs. One word or 2 words. What does unapologetic mean to you? Shining, authentic, confident, juicy, bright, free, feeling free, guilt-free, it's the accent, fearless, unstoppable, excited. Yeah, these are good. Okay. 8 years ago, I was introduced to Isagenix. And it was by a random woman on Facebook. She sent me the old school Start Your Life video, old school. And I watched it and I cried because I was like, is this real? Like, is this really possible? Because that video encompassed what my unapologetic life meant for me at that time and still does. It's still true for me. But like Jen said earlier, I was working in a research lab. My degree is in neuroscience, and I thought I was going to med school. That was my dream at that point for 2 reasons. Well, 3. 1, wanted to make my family proud, wanted to fit in. 2, I really wanted to help people. 3, I wanted to make a lot of money because I didn't grow up with it. And I knew that the life that I wanted required that financial success. And very quickly after working in medicine, I realized it wasn't for me. I looked at the people's lives around me and I was like, is this what the rest of my life is gonna look like? Have you guys ever been there before? Looking around at the people around you and being like, if I keep making these choices, then this is where I'm gonna end up. So I had a quarter life crisis, the ripe old age of 22, because all the way up until that point, my blinders were on and I was focused on medicine. That was all I cared about, was going to med school. And then when my world was rocked, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was lost. I started nannying, I started teaching cycling classes, being a brand ambassador for different brands, anything that could pay me. I remember sitting down with my parents and being like, I'd rather be a barista at Starbucks than go to med school. And they were like, whoa, okay. And thank God for them because they just wanted to love up on me. They just wanted me to be happy. But I put the pressure on myself. Anybody relate to that? Yeah, sometimes we're our own worst nightmare. And at that point in my life, like Jen said earlier, I was green. I was looking for something. So when I was approached with Isagenix, watched the Start Your Life video, cried, I said yes immediately. I was a little bit skeptical about the products, never used supplements before, but saw the research behind them. I was a clinical research coordinator and I was like, might as well try them. 30-day money back guarantee. I'm the girl that will 100% return it, get my money back. Definitely would. And like all of you sitting here, I had a transformation on the products. My energy went through the roof. I don't like to cook. I don't like to meal prep. So having 2 shakes a day was a saving grace. I have a sweet tooth. They've supported me with that. Super active. They've supported me with that as well. And you know, I would love to stand up here and tell you guys the rest is history. That I maxed out in 2 years, that I am an Isagenix Legacy Club member, that I have a team of hundreds of thousands and millions of BVs stored, but that's not true. What's actually true is that I quit Isagenix 4 years in. Yeah, I did. Terminated my account, canceled my auto ship, didn't order the products anymore. Do you want to know why? Yeah? You guys are so quiet. I think that means you're listening, right? Okay. The pain of going into these rooms and seeing people live the unapologetic life that I wanted, but that I didn't have, was too high. That I decided that I had to leave so that I could make myself feel comfortable, like what Jen was saying earlier, stay in my safety zone, which meant that I went back into corporate, got a job in sales. I was really bad at sales and I hated it. It was the only thing that would hire me at the time. And Isagenix just like was in the back of my mind and I never forgot about it for years. It's one of those things that chases you, right? I say all the time that what happens with your dream and when you have that unapologetic life that you just wrote down, when you have that vision for it, there's only 2 options. You either take action towards it and you make it happen, or you die with the regret of not doing it, but still remembering it in the back of your mind. And I would go to sleep and I'd be like, wow, I can't believe I'm not doing Isagenix anymore. Okay, like let me just see what I can do from here. But I kept coming back to what my unapologetic life looked like, which was that vision of young people traveling the world and creating income and helping people get healthy. And at first I was like, this is a scam. This is too good to be true. But then I asked myself, what if it's not? Have you ever thought about that? Right? What if it's not too good to be true? What if it's possible? And I've had my journey. We're going to get a little bit more into that as well. But my intention over the next 20 minutes or so is that all of you leave this room ready and committed to taking action on your unapologetic life. Because trust me, with all my heart and soul, if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? And the journey to get to where I was with quitting Isagenix and then coming back to where I am now has still been a roller coaster. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. But I always had that vision and that dream. It was kind of like a nightmare sometimes. Honestly, it was more of a nightmare than a dream because I couldn't let it go. And I am just so grateful that I took the uncomfortable action. And this is what my summer looked like this past year. And I don't post these pictures to brag. Like, this is not some of your guys' unapologetic life. Being on a super yacht for the Monaco F1 Grand Prix, training my team with an overview of Monaco there, right? Like, pretty incredible from the outside looking in. I finally got to my unapologetic life after 8 years. After 8 years. Thank you. But that took some serious personal development. It took some serious mirror moments of being like, Nafsika, what are you doing? It's time. And it took being sick and tired of my own BS and my own excuses. So are you guys ready to like leave the BS and the excuses in this room so that when you walk out those doors, they stay here. They're not coming with you. Okay? Because you didn't come to this event to leave as the same person, right? You came here to transform. You came here to change your identity, change your DNA. And your unapologetic life is that shining star, whatever it is for you, right? It might not be this, but for me, this is what it was. And so being able to get grounded in that every single day and focus on it was huge. So this is something that I've reminded myself of, and we're going to say it together, right? If not this, then what? If not you, then who? If not you, then who? But we're going to change that last one. If not me, then who? If not me, then who? If it's not Isagenix, then what vehicle is going to get you to your unapologetic life? Is there something else that can get you there? Or is it this? Because like Steve said, I'm so convicted in Isagenix. Like truly, that this is it. Because I've looked at other things. I've tried. I was in medicine and then corporate America and all the different things. And I just realized, I ask myself this all the time. If it's not Isagenix, then what's going to create the leverage and recurring income that I'm looking for with $200 a month, right? And being able to make my own hours and create my own life and be myself. This to me is unapologetic, okay? Like truly, I'm like, who wears a highlighter yellow dress, has a weave? Steve was like, you're really gonna do the weave? I was like, yes, I am. It's part of my piece, right? But like, that's not everybody. I stick out, but in all, like I look at you guys, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like sticking out. I'm the American over here. But that is the unapologetic piece. This is an example, and that looks different for every single one of us. But it starts with knowing what that is, asking yourself this question and getting really, really clear on, and not being afraid to stick out, right? Not being afraid to be bold. Yeah. And this vehicle, like Jen said earlier, we are not most people, right? How many of you feel like you're the black sheep of your family? Oh yeah. Not as many as I thought, right? I'm for sure the black sheep. They're like, what is this girl doing? Right? My entire family's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. They all have normal jobs, are married, kids, really grounded, which is amazing for them. But like, this is me posting on social media. I'm like, what's up, guys? Right? That like, just, that's what it is. I can't change the slide back. But like, traveling, my family still doesn't understand what I do. But I understand what I do, and that's all that really matters, right? They're like, how are you making money? What's going on? And some of you can relate to that. But really being grounded in this and knowing that you have it. You've struck gold, truly. And if you believe that, then you're gonna take action on all the skills that Jen and I went over today. And you're gonna take action with a passion and with a fire that's going to be magnetic and going to be contagious. Because what we have here, you heard this morning from Belinda, this afternoon, from Belinda talking about how when she saw coming from another company what's available here, she was like ready to rock, of course, because she realized that we struck gold. And some of us kind of like take this for granted. I've been there, right? But really being able to get back into that and thinking about, again, what is your unapologetic life and how are you going to get there? Now, I wanted to show you guys this because this is hilarious. The picture on the left is when I was Nancy. It's actually the first time I met Chelsea Miller, for any of you who know she is Chelsea Lauren Miller. And we met at a coffee shop. And I had the dream in my heart of what was available for me with Isagenix. But I didn't have the skills and I didn't have the commitment to work on those skills daily. And until the pain was so high in my life that I was ready to take action, and again, be that second type of person, right? Second type of person who changes everything. I was like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and then quit. Like I literally, people say like you can't fail at network marketing unless you quit. That's what happened. And so many times we see the glory, we see the picture on the right, but we don't see the story. And all of us have a story. And some of you sitting here today can relate so much to my story. Some of you can't, but we all have our own story. We all have our own unapologetic life. And when we can own our story and we can own where we came from and the journey and the challenges with pride and with conviction, it changes everything. And you don't have to be an overnight success. You don't have to compare yourself to the person left, right, and center of you or what else is going on. It's you versus you. Right? And the second photo, the picture on the right, actually was my first Isagenix event ever. I was 22. This was the little Start 1000 booth that they had. I don't remember where we were. It was in NYKO. I actually left a family vacation early to go to that event. That's how committed I was. But again, I left the event and I would get one no and I would cry, actually. I would take it so personally that I would take a little bit of action and then stop. Can anybody relate to that? Right? I would be like, okay, I'm gonna host this workshop. I'm so excited. We're gonna invite people. And then no one shows up and I get disappointed and then I just would stop. And then I would wait till the next event. And then I'd go to the next event. I get all fueled up. I get all fired up. And then I would take a little bit of action, get stopped in my tracks. And then I would wait till the next event, wait till the next event, wait till the next event. 4 years went by. So my hope is that isn't you today. The best time to win is after a win, and all of you have won by being here. Do you understand that? You are the minority. You have won by being here. You've had to make sacrifices, time, family, financial sacrifices, whatever it is. So I'm so proud of every single one of you for being here, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Why? Because the next part is action. Right? It starts, this is like the 0 point. This is pre-beginning, right? It starts when we walk out of these doors. It starts tonight. I tell my team when you leave an event, you better call 20 people because you're so fired up and you're so full and you're so ready to go that this is the best time. Don't wait till tomorrow because the distractions are gonna come. The family is gonna need you. The emails are gonna be there. The work is gonna be there. Now is the best time to take action and really be grounded in your unapologetic life for whatever that is for you. Because that's how you get to your B. That's how you get to the other side. That's how you become the second type of person that leaves and everything changes. So I want to talk to you all about action. And I actually don't like this slide. It's so funny. I made these slides and then I was like, I actually don't agree with that. Earlier, I didn't agree with the other one, right? I don't think you can eliminate fear. So I want you to, if you take a picture of this, cross out the word eliminate and write dissipate. I think that's an okay word. Take action to dissipate fear, right? And I heard this a long time ago, and it didn't land till like a month or so ago. So I want to share this analogy with you in hopes that maybe it lands now or maybe it lands later. When we can operate and take action as fear being in the back seat of our car, that feels a lot better. Because the fear is still there with us. You're gonna leave this event. It's gonna be scary to do those reach outs. You're gonna feel that fear of hosting that workshop. So it's definitely not gonna be eliminated. I know someone else earlier said fearless. I actually don't believe in the word fearless. I don't. I think we can be courageous. I think we can have fear in the back seat so it's not in the driver's seat. But for 4 years, fear was in the driver's seat for me. And until I decided to become the woman that could have success here, or to become the man that could have success here and really take action on my unapologetic life, it was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So if you can have that visual of, okay, fear is in the back seat, it's not in the front seat, it's not in the driver's seat, it's still here with me, but I'm gonna do it anyways, that's so supportive. And I wanna read something to you guys that I heard on the way here. Are you guys with me? Are you good? Is this powerful? I hope so. Okay, good. It's not that you're lazy, you're afraid. You're not motivated because you're afraid. You're afraid because you've accumulated a few failures and disappointments. Now you're not doing the thing you're called to do because you're afraid. You're not showing up because you don't want to fall short. The fear of falling short is keeping you from showing up. Can you relate to that? Giving things the right name creates freedom in our life. So if we can name things, and instead of being because, oh my gosh, I've called myself lazy so many times, right? But instead of saying I'm lazy, I procrastinate, I don't know how to do it, I'm not clear on my unapologetic life, I don't get it, I don't get Isagenix, I don't get network marketing, it's not for me, I can't do it. If we just say I'm afraid, that actually feels kind of better, right? Instead of beating ourselves up and judging ourselves and all of that, we can just say I'm afraid. Okay, what are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? Rejection. Yeah, right? Some of us are afraid of rejection. I've been there. Afraid of what people are going to think. Afraid of maybe being the outcast and losing friends or losing relationships with family members, right? Maybe some of us have built this business and are afraid of what it's going to take to build it again. Or getting back into action, afraid of how much work it's gonna take or how much time. Maybe it's gonna take time away from our family, whatever that is. Maybe we're gonna have negative comments on social media, or maybe we're afraid that we're gonna host a workshop and no one's gonna be there. But I will tell you this, taking action will help you dissipate that fear. And about 4 years ago, when I restarted my business, because I watched people in the Start Your Life community like Chelsea Lauren live her unapologetic life. And I would literally mute her on Instagram. She knows this, because I didn't want to see it, because it was so painful. It was like sandpaper against a wound. It was so painful to see. And finally, circumstances changed in my life where I was like, it's now or never. I need this. If not, when? If not now, when? If not me, then who? And so I committed to taking radical action, radical, massive action. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, doing a little bit when you leave is gonna get you a little bit, and then you'll probably go a little bit more backwards. But taking massive action when you leave actually feels a lot easier, it's a lot better, and it doesn't take more time. Leading a team of 1 is the same amount of effort as leading a team of 1,000. Doing 1 reach out is the same amount of effort as doing 100. It's the same. It's just about the quantity, right, of what you're doing and that commitment. So when I started my business, I made a commitment. I actually wanted to throw up on the day that I started my 20 and 30. And I was crying. I was freaking out about this. And have you guys had that moment where you've committed to something and then you tell people and you have an accountability group, whether it's with Isabody, with your personal transformation or in your business? And I knew I needed something that was going to hold me accountable. So I did 20 reach outs a day, 6 days a week for a month, and I had 500 names on this list. And the first woman on this list, Simone Peck, was a woman that I had followed up with for 18 months before. The first time that I was in Isagenix years ago, I had followed up with her for 18 months. And it must have been a good day because she said yes on that day. The first day that I committed. And her and I ran to executive together. We ran to 3-star together. And that is just a reflection of making that commitment. Some of you are so afraid to make that commitment and take that action that I'm telling you right now, it feels worse than to just do it. It might not be a 20 and 30 for you. It might be something else. But create a plan when you leave here that's gonna allow you to get to your unapologetic life and allow you to really start moving forward and feeling good in your business. And it's gotta be more than just one workshop or a couple of reach outs here and there. It's gotta be a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day something that you can move towards. And the picture on the right was a Wealth Wednesday that I hosted. None of those women are in my business anymore. I think like maybe one or two of them had joined you, so there was like 5 people there. But I just got really messy, and I committed the second time around that I was gonna build my business, I committed to doing it until I got to where I wanted to go. I have an infinite mindset now, not a finite mindset. Not that I'm gonna get here at this point, right? I'm just gonna keep going until. Such a different feeling because there's no deadline, right? And I have been so bad at this business. If you scroll back on my social media, you're gonna see just some really cringy posts that I don't take down because we have to decide as we move towards our unapologetic life if we're willing to be bad enough long enough to get good. And for a long time, I wasn't. I wanted to look perfect and have it all together and all of the things. And again, I was afraid. It wasn't that I was lazy, it was that I was afraid. But these 2 actions right here, these 2 photos, were really the catapult to my business. Committing to events. I moved to Arizona 2 years ago. I didn't know one person in Arizona. Just like Sarah was sharing earlier about building a new network and a new community, I just decided, okay, I have to create something out of nothing. That's actually what we do in network marketing, if you think about it. We all start with 0 people on our team. We all start as a customer and then we become an associate, right? And all of us are creating something out of nothing, and that takes action. So are you ready to take the action? Are you willing? Yeah? Because is your unapologetic life so clear? Is it like a fire in your belly, or are you gonna foster that fire, right? What do we do to that fire? I don't know, because I don't make fires, but you throw wood in it, you kindle it, you push it around, it gets bigger, but then it dissipates a little bit, and then you gotta like put more wood or newspaper, whatever, right? You guys know what I'm saying. But the fire goes down, and then we gotta make it go back up. And then it goes down, and then we gotta make it go back up. It's the same thing with your unapologetic life and the vision that you have. It's gonna be so big and bright and shiny. It's gonna be a roaring fire when you leave this room. But then guess what? You're gonna get a couple no's, you're gonna host a workshop, no one's really gonna come, or no one's gonna purchase, or whatever it's gonna be. People are gonna leave your team, people are gonna return the product, and that fire is gonna get a little bit smaller. And then you get to rekindle it in whatever way that looks for you. For me, it's personal development, journaling, meditating, connecting with my upline, connecting with my team, connecting with Crossline, going to an Isagenix event, listening to an associate's call, whatever that is, right? That's rekindling my fire. Maybe it's looking at my Pinterest board to see the next places that I want to travel to, or whatever that unapologetic life is for you, like Jen was saying. Be connected to that A. Maybe it's a financial situation that you currently want to get out of. If you're like in debt or you're like just not where you want to be, look at it. Look at the numbers, right? I'm going to give you a really weird analogy that just came to me, but I think it's like, it just came to me for a reason. And I usually go off the cuff here, so this is perfect. We've been talking about tribiotic and we've been talking about poo, right? Yeah, like I don't have a dog, but I have friends that have a dog. And when you have a dog, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm gonna say it. They tell me that you're supposed to stick the dog's face in the poo if it poos in the house. Is that not true? Yes? No? Okay, well, I heard this story and it's gonna be applicable, so just go with me for a second, okay? Apparently, if the dog like poos on your bed, you're supposed to like put the dog's face in the poo so that it like is like, oh, I don't like that, right? And then it's not gonna do it again. For yourself, this is really weird, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're just gonna go with it, okay? We're in Australia, it's fine. what's that? I guess it's a better analogy to use the nail in the butt thing, right? Like Jen does it so proper, and I'm over here talking about poo, but it's fine, right? What's that poo in your life that you're avoiding, that you're not looking at? Is it debt? Is it the scale? Is it looking in the mirror? Is it not liking what you see? Is it looking at your cycles and not liking where your cycles are at? Is it looking at your consultants? I've been there where I've avoided my back office because I don't want to see the numbers. And I'm like, oh, maybe if I don't look at it, it'll get better. It always gets worse. It's like a bill. Interest rises, right? So if you can get really grounded in that, of course, yes, we want to look at what we want, but I'm going to tell you right now, humans actually move faster away from what we don't want versus towards what we do want. Pain is a more powerful motivator than pleasure. It is. So where can you actually kind of instill a little bit of tough love, a little bit of pain, a little bit of the dog's face in the poo, if you will, right, in your own life so that you can take action and you can be like, I'm actually sick and tired of ignoring this and I'm ready to move forward and get closer to my unapologetic life. Those are the actions and the thought processes that we get to have. You don't just become successful in life or in network marketing. You don't just have your unapologetic life by accident. It's with intention. That's what this business is all about, right? Taking that action, having that intention. Are you guys getting this? Yes. Yeah? Okay. So, if you're ready to live your unapologetic life, I want you to stand up. And this next part, we get to play all in at 100%. You get to be unapologetic in this moment because the way you show up here is an example of how you're gonna show up out there. So don't look at the person to the right, to the left, to the front, behind you. Think about, if I'm living unapologetically right now, how am I gonna show up? Are you guys ready for that? So what we're gonna do, no, give me a better yeah, come on. This is it. We're at the finale, we're at the finish line right here. So if you're ready, you're gonna repeat after me with conviction and like the highest version of yourself. So you can bust out of these doors like the second person that leaves and changes everything. Are you ready? So I'm gonna say it, you're gonna repeat after me. I am worthy. I am capable. I believe in myself. I am committed. I choose to be the highest version of myself. I am creating my unapologetic life. My team is growing every single day. I believe in Isagenix. I love myself. I honor myself. I trust myself. I'm willing to get messy. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I am my own best friend. I am my best business partner. I am the leader I wish I had. Every single day I get closer to my unapologetic life. I choose me. Take that in. Just take a big deep breath. Every single one of you has what it takes to create your unapologetic life. You have the skills, you have the vision, you have the passion, you have it inside of you. Can you feel it? Yeah? Do you believe that? Well, my hope and my prayer for every single one of you is that I see you back down here in Australia and you're one step closer to your unapologetic life, or you're living it every single day. And my hope for you is that you run up to me and you're like, Nafsika, it happened. Nafsika, I'm doing it. I'm taking that radical action. I've asked myself every single day, if not who, then me, or whatever it is, right? If not now, when? If not me, then who? Because that's what this business takes. And it really is simple. So let's go out there, Isagenix, and let's create our unapologetic lives. Thank you so much.
just hold it tight.
Come on, everyone, let's give it up for Nafsika Zacharakis.